Is sugar making you age faster? And is it making your chronic illness worse? My name's Erin. I'm the Healing Queen. I am recovering from autoimmune disease and chronic illness, and I am very passionate about the link between nutrition and chronic illness. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about sugar, how it impacts your body, and how you can avoid it and take control of your health. So to begin, I'm sure a lot of us have seen that clip going around of Dr. Thomas Seyfried on Stephen Bartlett's podcast, Diary of a CEO. Dr. Seyfried is a cancer researcher, and in this interview with Stephen, he talks about the relationship between cancer and glucose or glucose spikes. A high sugar or glucose intake on a consistent basis feeds cancer is essentially what Dr. Seyfried has found in his research. Okay, interesting, right? If you're like me and you're mindful of what you eat and you're always looking at food labels, what do you notice in America? Everything has sugar in it. Everything has added sugar. Ingredient labels almost always include sugar. Okay, now Dr. Casey Means, a former neurosurgeon, has dedicated her life recently to the study between metabolic health and longevity. And so she discusses that there is, she calls it a devil's bargain going on between two of the largest industries in America, which is healthcare and agriculture. Okay. So we're looking at big pharma, essentially, and food. What else do we know about sugar? Let's talk about the biochemist, Jessie Inchauspé. Her line of work studies glucose specifically, and she has found that glucose spikes can make us age faster because they increase the process of glycation. Okay, and then what else do we know about sugar? It is highly addictive, and it can impact our mood and our mental health because gut health is essential to mental health and mood. Some researchers claim that 95% of serotonin is produced in the gut. So if we look at everything that I just said and think about what Dr. Casey Means said about how we are in the middle of this devil's bargain between agriculture and healthcare, and we notice that there's sugar added to all of our food, doesn't that seem a little methodical that it would be benefiting both those industries? Because you're eating the food with added sugar in it. As a result, you're having to go to healthcare. They're going to tell you that what you eat doesn't matter, so you continue to eat the food that is actually making you ill and hindering you from obtaining optimal health. This is known as the matrix. It is methodical. It is not a coincidence that there is sugar added to everything and that it's benefiting healthcare and big pharma. Unfortunately, this is done intentionally to keep us addicted and to keep us going back to big pharma and Western medicine healthcare. So what can we do to escape this matrix and take control of our health and take our power back from these entities that are manipulating us and taking advantage of us? Here's what we can do. So Dr. Casey Means and Dr. Seyfried talk about the importance of feeding your mitochondria. That is essential to a healthy cell, which would prevent chronic illness and cancer if the cell is healthy. So things we can do to reduce glucose spikes and feed our mitochondria include the following. Dr. Seyfried recommends a ketogenic diet, but he also says everything in moderation, so it's not something that he's necessarily recommending permanently, but he does also emphasize the importance of exercise and how that can also help with glucose spikes. Dr. Casey Means recommends getting these 5 things with every meal in order to properly feed your mitochondria. Okay, so with every meal, we need to make sure we're getting fiber, omega-3s, antioxidants, probiotics, and protein. And she recommends around 30 grams of protein per meal. The other things we can do, which is recommended by biochemist Jessie Inchauspé, is start the day with a savory breakfast. And you can do this by making sure you're getting at least 30 grams of protein in the morning for breakfast. This will impact your mood all day and make sure you're not getting burned out halfway through the day, and make sure you're sustaining your energy through the day. She also recommends a tablespoon of vinegar in a large glass of water before the biggest meal of your day. It can be any kitchen vinegar. White vinegar is one that she recommended, or I know a lot of other people do apple cider vinegar. So 1 tablespoon in a large glass of water before your biggest meal per day. The other thing you can do is start one of your meals per day with veggies. This is why salads before meals are a thing. If you're gonna do a salad, make sure it's healthy mixed greens like spinach, kale, or you can choose other vegetables to start with. The point is to get fiber from vegetables before a meal once a day. And then the other thing you can do is movement after meals. That's why people say walking after a meal is good for your glucose levels, but also just exercise in general can help maintain healthy glucose levels. And then one last thing I want to talk about is a recommendation from Dr. Stephen Gundry. He is kind of an autoimmune or nutritional specialist, and he swears by allulose, non-GMO allulose. This is a natural sweetener. It has 0 net carbs, and it actually can control glucose spikes. Like, for example, coffee can actually spike your glucose levels. So something that he does is put a little tablespoon of this allulose in his coffee every morning, and that combats the glucose spike. So in short, glucose spikes and sugar significantly impacts our overall health, whether it's physically or mentally. And America knows this, and that is why sugar is added to everything. But waking up to this, seeing this pattern and this manipulation, and finding and implementing ways to take back control of our health, because Western medicine won't tell you this. They'll tell you eat whatever. That's what they've told me. As someone with IBD, with Crohn's disease, they have straight up told me that it doesn't matter what I eat, that there's nothing I can do. But these researchers and these scientists have literally found otherwise. But they also discuss in their interviews that Western medicine doctors will ignore this information because it's just not things they're taught. It's not things they believe in. But the evidence and the science is there, and I'm going to link all of this below so you can also do your own research and look into whatever else. But I am here to expand your mind and to remind you that yes, there are things you can do to take control of your health and to make sure you are set up for success in the future. You cannot go to Western medicine doctors and ask them these questions, because I have been there and they have lied to me. And I, after getting diagnosed with autoimmune disease, was like, I want to do everything I can for my body and my health to make sure that I am set up for a healthy future. They wanted nothing to do with it. These researchers will confirm that, but I am here to tell you that this is not true. So, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. Please follow along. I want to see all of us proving these Western medicine practitioners wrong, because the research is there, and I want you to feel as powerful and as in control of your health that you really can be. And Mother Nature and her food is a great place to start. So thank you for being here. Thank you for wanting to do what's best for yourself and your health. I look forward to chatting with you and connecting, and tell me if you implement one of these things listed in the videos and if you notice a difference. Happy healing. I wish you the best and miracles on your healing journey.